Yeah, I thought, obviously happy with the goal early, but still felt we weren't good enough in the first half. I said that to the players at halftime. There were just some things we needed to clean up, but was really, really happy with the response in the second half. Thought the group was fantastic. Thought the mentality changed, the intensity changed. Scored some really good goals. And we talk a ton about the importance of every person in that locker room. The guys that came on the field made a massive difference. So really, really happy about that. I should say, Lindner, I had a few texts from my family at halftime. I apologize for my language. I didn't realize there was a hot mic there, but I do feel pretty bad about that. My wife wasn't too happy. So
some people in PR would tell you that the mic is always hot. So
yeah, it's good to know. Listen, my PR people haven't told me that, so now I know.
All right. Well, we good here? No. So let's talk a little bit about Niall McCabe and the impact that he made his first start. He's been hurt off and on for the last few years, but just for him to come in and make the impact he did, and it just kind of looked like the Niall of old there.
Yeah, I felt obviously he took his goal. It was a fantastic finish. Again, I think he brings a ton to the group. He's a leader. He's a guy that fights. I felt on the ball he was excellent tonight. He slotted into the lineup. Corbin was carrying a little bit of a knock and felt that Niall was going to come in and give us, what he did. So we're really happy with him, really happy with the performance. And again, you look at the depth of this team and the ability to make those kind of changes. If you make a change and now McCabe's the one in the team tonight, I think you have a strong group. So I honestly, felt it was an excellent second half, and he was a big part of that.
And the group as a whole, from talking to Niall and Oscar, just mention the depth of this team and sort of how it relates to what you all are chasing this year, as far as wanting to have the best record in the league, wanting to make a U.S. Open Cup run, and needing to have that depth, especially as you go from a Saturday to Wednesday. Do you feel like your team is better set up in that regard than maybe we've seen in the recent past at Louisville City?
I think when you look at some of the big injuries that happened at the beginning of the year, when you look at, Cam Lancaster being out, one of the best goal scorers this league has seen. When you look at Oscar Jimenez, a guy that's consistently started a ton of games for Louisville City for the last few years. When you look at Niall getting injured, these are injuries that obviously, were difficult for us. But at the same time, I think to your point, it shows the depth that we have of this group. I constantly talk to the players, and obviously I say it in the media. I believe in every single player in that locker room. Tonight is a perfect example of seeing guys come on the field, change the game, influence the game, and ultimately helps lead us to getting 3 points. So this is a deep team. They make my job difficult every single day, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
This was also a place that you guys went to last year and lost earlier in the season. You come back with the preseason emphasis on being better on the road. How do you feel like your team has handled travel and those sort of situations, especially as you come off April and into May, where I think you've had one league game at home since March?
Yeah, I spoke to the players about it last night as well as today. I reminded them about the things that occurred here last year. I talked to the players about not taking one game for granted, not with the team that we want to be, not with the goals that we have to achieve. And I feel so far they've absolutely taken that message on, and they've continued to impress me, day in and day out. Now, everybody in that locker room, again, you should have seen it at halftime. We know where we need to be better. We understand that we still have plenty of room for growth. Nobody, including myself, my staff, the players, nobody's complacent. We haven't lifted anything. That's the reality. We've started the season well, but the expectation is that we stay humble. We don't take where we're at for granted, and we continue to push forward. And I think I have a group of players in that locker room, and I certainly have a staff that's putting in the work every single day to make sure that we improve in the areas we need to improve. And starts with me, and it goes all the way through the team.
And I'll end on a really serious one. Do you have any special plans for Derby weekend or anything with the team going on there?
I have a game on Tuesday. So, yeah, my special plans is to be in that office and making sure that the players are prepared to beat Detroit City.